Okay, welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. I have a couple videos for us to take a look at this morning, early. Let me get my headset adjusted so it won't move around too much or fall off. Let's see, I have my Search GPT pulled up. We're going to watch this. A routine traffic stop takes a crazy turn. This is by Police Encounters Body Cam. And we'll watch this other one involving someone who tested dirty after that. Let me see, can I move these around? I cannot. Alright, so we'll start here. Alright, as most of these videos do, when they first start up, they always have the couple seconds to show you where the action is in the video or what action you're going to see. Alright, as always, we're going to turn on some captions so that we can see what's being said to a certain degree. It doesn't always catch what people are saying perfectly, but it helps. Alright, we have our search pulled up so we can actually look up the law in this location. And let me also, I think this first one is going to be in Illinois. And let me take a look real fast before we begin. Let's see, I was looking at this one.
On January 28th, 2024, an officer observed a 2006 silver Chevrolet Impala, reckless driving. The officer then turned his sirens on and started his traffic stop. Once the officer went and conducted his traffic stop, things escalated. Let's see what happened.
Alright, before we begin, I'll show you, well, up here, you can't really see it very well. Let's see if we can. Alright, we see this is from an Axon Fleet 3. I believe that's the dash cam itself. And this is from January 28th, 24. We saw in the initial picture, it said Clearwater. Clearwater is in Florida. I've been there before. And it's actually a really nice location in the parts that are close to the water. They have dolphins and stuff like that. They're natural to the environment there. So we'll look up. We know this is in Florida. Seems like we have a bunch of videos from Florida, right? All right, so Florida laws for speeding. We'll say 30 miles per hour over. I think that's how fast you want to say when he first starts. Let's see, and then we'll make sure and we'll correct our search if we need to.
Yep, Florida plate, Kilo Mike, Hotel 6 Victor. It's going to be a silver Impala. What in the world was that, my friend?
I was just going past it.
At that speed?
How fast was I going?
Dude, you were going probably at least 30 to 40 miles over the speed limit.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
Okay.
That was completely reckless.
Okay.
That was completely reckless, my friend.
No, sir. But I...
Okay, so he says 30 to 40 miles over. We'll look this search up first, and then we'll see what's considered reckless speeding. All right, So penalties for speeding 30 plus miles over the limit. It says in Florida, you have speeding 30 miles per hour over the speed limit is a serious traffic violation with significant penalties. Number one, you have a mandatory court appearance. If you're caught speeding 30 miles over or more, you must appear in court. You can't simply pay a fine or attend traffic school to resolve the ticket. That's interesting. The fines. All right, a fine can range from $500 to $1,000. All right, depending on the county and the specific circumstances of the violation. This part means where you're at. If you're close to a school where you have to slow down significantly, that will increase the offense. That's what they're saying here. Once again, I don't practice in Florida, but in Arkansas, that's how your traffic laws will work in certain locations. You know, if it's a Sunday and you're close to a church, or if it's a Saturday and you're close to a synagogue or a Seventh-day Adventist, then yeah, your ticket's going to go up a bunch. If it's around the time when people are there having services and you're speeding through there, yeah. All right, points on your license. Speeding 30 miles over the speed limit will result in 4 points on your driving record. All right, these points add up. They really hit you for your insurance. Now, in my home jurisdiction, you have to have at least liability insurance. Now, if you are getting too many points, sometimes they'll kick you off insurance altogether. And if you don't have insurance, you're in violation of another rule. That leads to more tickets. All those things you don't really want to have happen. All right, you can get your license suspended. It says accumulating 12 points within 12 months, your license will be suspended for 30 days. More points lead to longer suspensions. All right, a reckless driving charge. All right, you may also face reckless driving charges, which can include fines and potential jail time. All right, the insurance impact. Speeding tickets, especially for excessive speeding, can significantly increase your insurance rates. All right, let's look this up. This is a definition. So, what is considered reckless? Oh, I spelled reckless and corrected it. Reckless speeding in Florida. Once again, remember, we ask very specific questions so we can get a very specific answer. All right, we'll go back up and let's see where it says reckless driving definition. All right, reckless driving is defined under Florida statute section sign 316.192. Reckless driving is considered a criminal offense, and it's defined as driving any vehicle in willful or wanton disregard for the safety of persons or property. This can include behaviors such as excessive speeding, weaving through traffic, and fleeing from law enforcement. Definition, once again, you get the willful or wanton. These two are definable words, okay? That's usually defined in the definition section at the beginning of this section of statutes. So they'll probably define it at the beginning of this reckless driving statute. So the 316.00 or somewhere like that. Every time you start a new type of offense, they'll probably go back over and they'll redefine certain words like reckless, willful, wanton, because these terms always mean something, and the jury has to know exactly what these mean if a person is going to take these to jury trial. All right, this means the driver intentionally or consciously disregards the potential risk their actions might pose. Penalties. Your first conviction, you get the first time offender, may face up to 90 days in jail and a fine ranging from $25 all the way up to $500. The second and subsequent convictions, up to 6 months in jail, anywhere from $50 to $1,000. enhancements. All right. If you cause property damage or minor injuries, that's a first-degree misdemeanor, and you can go to jail for up to 1 year. Fines of up to $1,000 once again. If it causes serious bodily injury, so there's a difference. You got minor injuries, that's bumps and bruises. Serious bodily injury, somebody breaks a bone. If the airbag deploys and hits somebody's face and they're bleeding, that's going to be considered a serious bodily injury. It'll be elevated to a third-degree felony with penalties including up to 5 years in prison, a fine of up to $5,000. All right, you have reckless driving per se. All right, this when you see this per se, that means in and of itself. Reckless driving in and of itself means that just because you're going that fast, you're considered going reckless. It says fleeing a law enforcement officer in a motor vehicle is considered reckless driving per se. So just the fact that you're fleeing makes it reckless driving. That's what they're saying. Fleeing makes it. Sometimes the per se will be if you're going so many miles over. That's going to be considered reckless. Here in Florida, they consider fleeing law enforcement automatically reckless. And that's fair. It means it's inherently reckless disregard of the driver's or regardless of the driver's intent. Doesn't matter what you intended to do. If you flee, it's going to be considered reckless in Florida. Additional consequences: reckless driving can also result in points being added to the driver's license. All right, once again, they own that points game. Because we know points can add up and you can lose your license based on getting too many points. Let me readjust this a little bit so I can have some comfort on my neck. All right, let's see. We're going to type out, not worry about the points game. Let's see. Put that over there so it doesn't get right in my way. Just like that. Alright, what was I going to look up besides the reckless? Oh yeah, levels of felonies. Levels of felonies and misdemeanors. Once again, in Florida. All right, this is going to give us the categories of the felonies and the categories of misdemeanors. All right, so starting at misdemeanors, which is the lowest level of offenses, and felonies are the highest level, low, high. All right, the lowest level, you have second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 60 days in jail, $500 fine. Give us a couple examples: assault and disorderly conduct. First-degree misdemeanor, that's up to 1 year in jail, a fine of up to $1,000. This is battery. That means to actually hit someone or driving on a suspended license. All right, this is just examples. There's more than that fit in that category. You have your third-degree felonies. That's punishable by up to 5 years in prison, a fine of up to $5,000. Couple examples. Your second-degree felonies, these are all in Florida. Remember, every jurisdiction will be different. But what we're trying to teach here is how you can go and search for these things yourself. You don't need this. As a matter of fact, to best show you you don't need this, we're going to open up a Google. All right, this is just a Google search. We'll do the same search. Florida law for reckless driving. It pulls, look, even Google knows what people have been looking for because people have traffic tickets all the time. They're always going to Google to search stuff. Google saves the top searches everybody looks for. All right, let's hit this one. Yeah, you can look where I'm at. I don't care. All right, the 2024 Florida statutes. This is from Online Sunny or Sunshine, not Sunny. All right, even going right here. Remember, this is the same statute we just saw on my other tab, 316.192. So basically, you see that I can do this search any kind of way and pull back the same information. This is a high-level search. From high-level search, we're building down. It's like a reverse pyramid. Big. And we're winnowing down until we get to the very specific information that we're looking for. And when I say we're looking for a specific information, that means we would go into the Florida statute. This is the law. And it's current as of January 1st, 2023. All right, as a part of your search, you need to find the most up-to-date version of this 316.192. And that's how you know that the law you're looking at is on point. It has to be current. It has to be current as close to the present time as possible. But this defines, and this is what the law looks like. This is how it reads. You got the 1s and the 2s and the 3s and the A's and the B's and all those types of things. All right. Always remember, it's best to always consult with an attorney who is licensed to practice in the area where you are, and you can ask them questions, and you can get a answer that you can reasonably believe and rely upon, because they're professional and this is their job. All right, but we see any person who drives, and it gives us the same sort of definition, willful, wanton, disregard for the safety of persons, is guilty of reckless driving. Fleeing a law enforcement officer in a motor vehicle is reckless driving per se, except as provided in subsection 3. All right, this tells you what the punishment is: 90 days, second offense, up to 6 months, so on and so forth. All right, so I just showed you all that we can find these by simply doing a Google search or whatever you like to use as your search platform. Okay, you just might have to look a little bit more, and don't be afraid to look at several sources to make sure what you're seeing is what the law is. All right, this is how you can do your common sense search to figure out what's going on. But always remember, consult an attorney so that you can get the absolute best advice. All right, let's see what this video has to say. And as you guys know, just so you know that when you're watching these videos, what the focus is to go over the video, see what the laws are that are at play, because there's always going to be some law at play when someone is having a police interaction, because all police interactions begin with a reasonable suspicion that there's criminal activity afoot. Otherwise, the police have really no reason to be there. All right, that's why you always hear these sovereign citizens coming out with that. And we'll watch a sovereign citizen video maybe in the second portion, and we'll try to keep this video not from being so long, but it doesn't matter. We're here to learn about the law as we go, for me to speak on it, and for you all to put questions in the comments about different things, and we'll learn. This is a learning experience. And that's the whole purpose of this. This is so that you, as a public member, can learn about the justice system, how it works, what it looks like. I show you in pretty much at its worst form first, or what can happen, so you can see the range. I mean, there's no shock value in seeing how boring it can be at sometimes, but hey, when there's a lot of intense things going on, it makes you think about what's at play, what laws are in effect, has anyone's rights been violated, all those sorts of things. All right, so let's play the video and let's see what we have. Okay.
I need to see how fast I was going. If
Okay.
you think it was reckless, that was not reckless.
Okay.
I was not going even 40, sir.
Step out of the car, please.
Incident assigned.
Now, I will say that many times you will not be able to come back to the police cruiser and see what they've
I'm gonna
caught
place
you
you
at.
under arrest.
For what?
I always say, and I say I'm going to make a habit of saying, it is not in your best interest to argue your points on the law in the street. All right? That's never going to be a beneficial thing for yourself. Comply, comply, comply. Accept your ticket. Accept whatever's happening. If you're going to be arrested, then accept the arrest. You fight in court. You hire someone to fight on your behalf. Bring your arguments to a judge where everyone is at that point considered safe, and it just works out better. Let me rewind to 15 seconds and let's go.
Incident assigned.
For what?
Because I'm going to place you under arrest
For what?
for reckless driving.
Sir, hold on. No, do not. Okay, stop.
Step out of the car now.
I'm finna step out.
Step out of the car now.
Bro, how can I? And you, bro, let me go. Bro, listen, can I tell you what to do? Can I tell you what to do? Stop.
Not grab me.
Bro, hold on. Stop. Pull the lock up. Look at me. Pull the lock up.
Stop pulling against me.
Sir.
Stop pulling against me right now.
What, is that on?
Stop.
Please, is your
pulling-
camera on? Bro.
Stop pulling against me.
Sir, listen to me.
Stop pulling
Sir, stop.
Stop pulling against me.
Stop. Why
Listen
are you
to
trying
me.
to hurt me? Bro,
Listen to me.
No, you listen to me, mother. Listen, pull the lock up. Pull this up. Pull it up, mother.
Okay, so as you see how this started, and we got time. We got plenty of time. You can always fast forward to the video and get to the part you're looking for, or go back to the original video and watch it yourself. But we're here to sort of analyze the situation and see. Let's go back to where this all first started and the officer started pulling his arm. Do you hear the lawful command? Let's look this up. Following police lawful commands. We're going to put this in like this because since this is a conversational model, it should remember I'm talking about Florida laws. Alright, and it does. Alright, let's go back to the top and let's read what this says. Alright, this says penalties for disobeying police orders in Florida. Alright, in Florida, it's a legal requirement to follow the lawful commands of police officers. Failure to do so can result in serious consequences. Here are the key points. The legal requirements. Alright, we have the statute here. 316.0723. Just to make sure, here's what we can do. We can either hit this button here and let it take us to it, which we'll do. Well, let's see if maybe... Alright, we got the statutes pulled up at 316.072. Let's see, can we find it over here? And this is like church in the old way. 316.072. Obedience to and effect of traffic laws. All right, let's go to the second one. Let's see where it pulls back. All right, let's go to this top result. All right, and look, the number 3, just like we saw it here. We're just searching back over and seeing that little number 3 there. That means you gotta go to that third paragraph, where you find the one that coordinates exactly with that. And we read the law in full. There's a 1, in parentheses, there's a 2 in parentheses, and there's a 3 in parentheses. And look, it reads exactly like what we were looking for. Obedience to, well, all right. Obedience to police and fire department officials. It says it's unlawful and the misdemeanor of the 2nd degree. Remember, that's up to 60 days in jail for any person willfully to fail or refuse to comply with any lawful order or direction of any law enforcement officer, traffic crash investigation officer. All right, it gives us the statute where we go back to traffic infraction enforcement officer. That's what this police officer is. He's a traffic infraction enforcement officer, patrolman, or member of a fire department at the scene of a fire, a rescue operation, or other emergency. I'm just looking to see if they had any more information there that we need to pull out and take a look at. All right, but I'll keep this on the screen on this side so you all can see it. And I understand sometimes the image may look fuzzy or foggy due to where I'm looking at, and you're sort of following my view of what I'm watching. But in the description below, I'm going to have where you can get back to this original video, and you can watch it on a second screen, or you can watch it with me. All right, so let's see if we can find the lawful order of a police officer here. We rewinded it back. Let's see what he says.
Under arrest.
For what?
For reckless driving.
All right, we're here. You're under arrest for reckless driving. All right, once again, this is the officer's body cam information. All right, when I push that, it's going to do something. All right, so this is a Axon body 4, and usually we see the body 3. As it's like most things, the 4 is a newer model of a body cam. All right, and these things, once again, as we've looked in the past, they can be expensive. This number that starts with D is how his department classifies these units. D01A209 is the serial for his body cam. All right, if they switch views, sometime that last maybe 3 or 4 numbers and letters will change. That lets us know we're watching from a different camera. We have the time here and the day, January 28th. This is at, what's that? That's at 6:10 in the evening.
Sir, hold on. No, do not.
All right,
Okay,
you heard.
Step out of the car now.
You heard you're under arrest. You heard the gentleman saying no. That changes everything that's happening. As soon as he says no, you're resisting arrest. Okay? That's the basic way of looking at that. He's giving you an order, you said no. That's resistance right there at that point in time. That's how any judge is going to watch that. As soon as you said no, almost everything else is looked upon as being brought on by yourself. This is just me giving the honest truth about how these things are viewed, so that you have the information if you find yourself in a situation where an officer is telling you to do something. All right? We'll go back, we'll hear it again, and then we'll watch all the way through this time, okay?
For what?
Because I'm going to place you under arrest.
For what?
For reckless driving.
Sir, hold on. No, do not. Okay, stop.
Step out of the car now.
I'm finna step out.
Step out of the car now.
Bro, how can I? And you, bro, let me go. Bro, listen. Can I tell you what to do? Stop.
Not grab me.
Bro. Hold on. Stop. Pull the lock up. Look at me. Pull the lock up.
Stop pulling against me.
Sir.
Stop pulling against me right now.
What, is that on?
Stop.
Please, is your camera on? Bro.
Stop pulling against me.
Sir, listen to me.
Stop pulling against me.
Sir, stop.
Stop pulling
Stop,
against
stop,
me.
stop, stop. Why
Listen
are you
to
trying
me.
to hurt me? Bro,
Listen to
bro,
me.
no, you listen to me, mother. Listen, pull the lock up. Pull this up. Pull it up, mother. Pull it up. Pull it up.
When the officer told him to step out, of course the suspect said no. But in this case, the suspect had to because he was reckless driving, and that's a no-no. But as you saw, and we're seeing, he couldn't get out of his car because his lock was down. A car like this, back then, the lock has to be up in order to open the door. But when he did take a step out of the car, he made one bad decision. Take a look.
Pull it up.
Hold me a unit right now.
All right, I'm going to let you know we're going to watch closely what's happening next. Now, I've already watched this video just about an hour ago, so I know what's going to happen. But watch as he comes out of the car and what's going to happen. All right? Once again, let's go back over to our search GPT. Let me go down to the bottom of this. And let's see, battery on an officer, just so you know what's about to happen. Once again, a battery just simply means any, look, they defined it for us up at the top here, but this is all according to how Florida defines a battery, which is probably going to be fairly general. This is a term of art. This is when you talk about different legalese and different statements that always come up in the law. It's called a term of art. This is like a term of art. Okay. All right. Battery on a law enforcement officer is a serious offense in Florida, classified as a third-degree felony. All right, you remember third-degree felonies are up to 5 years in prison. All right, the battery, it's an intentional touching or striking. Striking means to hit, to punch, or something of that nature. Open hand or closed fist, either or, strike another person against their will or causing bodily injury, or not injury, harm, I'm sorry. Law enforcement officer includes police officers, sheriffs, deputies, correctional officers, probation officers, and other specified officers. Look, you can get up to 5 years in prison, 5 years of probation, and a $5,000 fine. They just hit you with the all fives here. 5, 5, 5. And you don't want none of these fives, I promise you, because they all are meant to be punishment. 5 years in prison, yeah, that's big punishment. 5 years on probation. Probation means, and many people don't understand what this means. This means you're supervised for 5 years. That means for every week, or every month, or every 2 months, for the next 5 years, you have to go check in with a police officer. That's what a probation officer is to an extent. They carry weapons and they can put you back in prison or they can put you in jail. All right, 5 years you have to go check in with somebody, pee in a cup or wherever, based on the charge that you were convicted of, or a $5,000 fine. $5,000 is not a small fine. I mean, some people have money that flows infinitely, but $5,000 hurts the average person's pockets. Aggravated battery. If the battery involves a deadly weapon or causes great bodily harm, it's a first-degree felony, carrying up to 30 years in prison and a $10,000 fine, and a minimum mandatory sentence of 5 years in prison applies. So if you assault an officer with a deadly weapon, or you cause great bodily harm, cars can be considered deadly weapons. You're going to get a mandatory minimum of 5 years. All right, here's the elements of a crime. Anytime something is taken to court for either a bench trial, meaning everything is in front of the judge, or a jury trial, meaning everything is presented to 12 people and they make the decision. The state has to prove all four of these elements to get a conviction. Defendant intentionally touched or struck the victim. The victim was a law enforcement officer. The defendant knew the victim was a law enforcement officer, and the victim was engaged in the lawful performance of their duties at the time. The officer was just doing his job at the time. The person knew that that was a police officer. The victim was a police officer, and the defendant intentionally hit the police officer. They have some self-defense, or they have some defenses. You got lack of intent, you got self-defense, you got unlawful arrest or excessive force, you got mistaken identity. All right, let's jump back in here. Let's see what's going to happen. Remember, he's just getting pulled out of the car. Let's watch and see what happens.
Couldn't get out of his car because his lock was down. A car like this, back then, the lock has to be up in order to open the door. But when he did take a step out of the car, he made one bad decision. Take a look.
Pull it out! Throw me a unit right now. Move. I'm getting out the car. You stop reaching. Stop reaching. I am reaching. Man, move. Get the out the way. See, I'm getting out the fucking car. See, I'm getting out the fucking car. Turn around.
All right, if you missed it, we're gonna go back, and I don't think I can square up through with this one, but watch. There was a punch thrown. I'm going to highlight it with this highlighter here, and I'm going to have it where you can see. It was right in this area here.
Turn around.
Saw that punch? There was a punch thrown. Once that punch was thrown, this whole incident changed from what you may have thought it was, okay? Never. This can lead to the worst situation ever, all right? I don't want to talk out of turn. Let's watch, and we'll discuss what we see, all right? I will say, for first thing is the officer potentially should have requested some sort of backup. That's why you usually see police stop cars at certain times of day. 6 o'clock in January, it's starting to get dark. You might have should have had a second police officer come in and assist, especially with it being a reckless driving stop where you know you're going to have to arrest someone. All right. But since he was the first there, maybe he just jumped to do his job. But it could have been dangerous for him because you can see he's already smaller than this other guy. And we'll wind this one more time. Well, they're about the same size. They're about the same size, but I don't know.
You're gonna get tased. Get on the goddamn ground. Why are you doing all this, man? Why are you doing all this?
All right. Look.
Okay.
All right. You see, they actually put it in, and I'm not sure. Maybe the person who put this video together, the body cam footage that they requested, and maybe they found the other picture. But take a look. He showed the officer's lip.
You're gonna get tased. Get on the goddamn ground. Why are you doing all this, man? Why are you doing all this?
All right. Result of right hook. So he got decked in the mouth one good time, and like I said, everything could have turned crazy from right there. It didn't turn so crazy. So let's see where we're going with this.
Okay, man, stop.
All right.
Get on the ground now. You're doing too much. Man, move.
All right, taser deployed.
Get on your back. Flip.
All right, they blurred the screen here. The screen, let me let you all know. So, if you go into this type of work and you're in the justice system, when you have a trial, this will not be blurred. Okay, they don't blur this stuff out. So, depending on what kind of trial this goes to, the criminal trial, it won't be blurred for the jury. If there's some sort of civil trial for excessive force or anything of that nature, they will also view this footage unredacted. All right, there'll be no blurring or anything of that nature. So they do this for this person's benefit, this defendant's benefit, because once you are shocked and tased to the ground, you lose control of your body functions. You could pee yourself, you could poop yourself, you could foam at the mouth. Sometimes people can fall over and bust their head on the ground. You know, all these things can happen. At this point, the officer's trying to subdue someone who just hit them, and they're trying to get him cuffed. This person is much, I said at first they're about the same size, but this guy is a pretty stout guy. So, and that officer might not be so stout looking at the picture when he was showing his lip. So he really couldn't control his defendant by himself. Should have waited on some backup.
Turn around! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Taser point. Hands behind your back right.
All right, what happens, let's talk about some general things. And this is just from my own experience reviewing police videos and things of that nature, and speaking with police officers. When that call goes out over the dispatch, the taser has been deployed, shots have been fired, that increases or that heightens all police officers are on duty, because they then know that whomever is close to this officer, wherever unit he is, need to come to that location to make sure everything is fine, to make sure the safety of their own officers first, and the public at large second, defendant third.
Now.
Stop, I can't move. I can't move. I can't move.
I got one.
I can't move.
Found out.
Can't move.
Code 4.
I can't move. No. You got it. You got it, boss. You got it. You got it. Oh my God. You got it.
All right, so you see this car back here? I don't know anything about what's, because, you know, we don't have very much context versus just saying when the stop began to happen. Once again, I have to toe the line here. We want everyone to be safe, all right? But it's safe to keep a distance. If you see things like this happening, yes, you can record what's happening, all right? But for your own safety, if you are a bystander, never come to the scene of one of these things and begin doing whatever you're doing, because this officer right now is in such a state to where anyone else coming that is not a part of his team could be considered a threat. All right, so never approach, don't get close, keep your distance, and you can watch from there. If you're trying to be a public citizen and a bystander advocate or whatever, do not approach the scene. If you were not involved in this incident, a person that was in the car, everyone needs to follow the orders of this officer, okay? All right, so let's keep going. Let's see what happens.
You got it. Oh my God. You got it. Okay, okay. What me do?
Stop moving.
I am trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. I don't have a feeling. I don't have a feeling. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Morning pass, city. I'm code for. Step up on your butt, buddy.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man, get my car, please. I can't, bro. Well, did I?
109, just start as supervisor and been accepting non-emergency.
Am I bleeding?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, did you hear him saying that, or he asked this officer here, am I bleeding? And he looked at me and said, yep. We'll go back.
I can't, bro. Well, did I?
109, just start as supervisor and been accepting non-emergency.
Am I bleeding?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. If you're ever in a jury trial, all right, sometimes the jury will ask, can we see something again? Can we hear something again? And the judge many times is going to allow the jury to see and hear this stuff as many times as possible so they can come to a unanimous decision on what should happen in a situation. All right, whether there's going to be some kind of conviction or a liability found on somebody's part. Sometimes they need to review the evidence more than once, and the judge is going to many times allow them to do so as many times as they need to.
I'm good. Yeah, it popped me in the face.
What? Man, show me where I popped you in the face. Please.
ETOH.
Please show me that. Oh my God. I can't, man. I do. I need a paramedic. I can't. I'm not.
Don't worry, they're gonna come get you.
No. I can't.
All right, so the person screamed out, I believe it was that person that was in that black car that pulled in and said the taser was used and that guy needs some medic attention. Let me see what they said.
Oh my God. I can't, man. I do. I need a paramedic. I can't. I'm not.
Don't worry, they're gonna come get you.
No.
Stay leaning up. No.
I can't.
Stay leaning up.
Sir, I don't have feeling in my left side. Fuck you mean? Say so.
Don't lay down. That's worse for you.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yep, that's why we're telling you.
Free time we got a funeral, right? Dude, sit up.
Sit up, it'll be easier for you
You
to
can
breathe.
breathe easier if you sit up.
Let us sit you up.
Here, help him up.
I'm just sitting here barking fucking words.
Yep, well, we're trying to tell you.
Okay.
If I tell you to get out of the car, you get out of the car.
I did.
You do not punch an officer in the face.
I ain't punch you in the face. Show me the video where I
It's
punch you in
on
the face.
video, you
Man.
idiot.
I'm an idiot.
You're
I'm not
a
an idiot.
very stupid idiot.
Oh yeah, so is your mother, bitch. Got my face. Got my face. Where are you talking to me?
Talk to my lawyer, mother. Why are you talking to me? Damn, I ain't got no feeling. I got no feeling. I'm so... I can't win. Idiot.
All right, just aside, the gentleman here is once again doing all this talking. His talk is not going to help right now. Anything he says is simply just going to be used against him, okay? He already said what he had to say. Talk to my lawyer. That should have been the only thing that he said. Many times emotions are running high for everyone. And when you feel like you've been done wrong, you keep running off at the mouth. It's not going to help in this situation, okay? He said, I can't win. He says, I can't win, and yes, sir. You really cannot win right now in this situation. You might win later on. Keep your mouth closed.
Motherfucking name calling and all this shit.
Yet.
I have my jacket this time.
Thanks. Careful with it, thank you.
Man, I always break my glasses. $110, radio check.
All right, once again, they have another redaction here. He has information pulled up about this car. Remember when he stopped them, he had to call in the plate number. This has all of this gentleman's information, his address, last known address, probably the last couple known addresses, his phone number, whether his taxes have been paid, whether he has any warrants, but truly, if he has any warrants outstanding, what his prior addresses are, his other known aliases. It might have even who he's commonly associated with.
Am I coming through?
I heard you.
I can't hear anything.
Did you turn it off, turn it back on?
Oh, I read my earpiece out, that's why.
Oh.
Whatever y'all want to do. I'm fine right here. Whatever y'all want to do.
Can you stand up and walk for us? Can you stand up? We'll help you walk. If so, we'll put you in a seat.
Just leave him there. Paramedics are almost there. Where's my earpiece handled up? I can't see.
Behind you.
Is it behind me?
Yeah, I'm still good for it. Whatever you can handle. Whatever. Good one.
All right, as a note, as you keep hearing the beep beep, sounds like a smoke detector alarm. That's to let the officers know I think it happens about every 90 seconds to let them know that the video is recording. All right, you heard his vehicle. He had to check to make sure his dash cam was running also. You heard the other beep beep in the car. It sounded like it was a little bit more distant. Because they have a whole system. They have the Axon Fleet, which means the one that's in the car, and they have the body cam, and they're both linked up. So when he went in, he had to check and make sure that that one was still going, and his is still going. When he gets back to the station, which they're probably going to relieve him to go back to the station to upload his footage because there was an incident that happened. That's how these operations usually work, okay? But the cameras are supposed to hold, I think, and we can do more research because this is a newer version. Actually, why talk it out when we can actually look it up? Axon Body 4 stats. All right, the key features, and so these have a battery life of 13 hours. They have 128 gigabytes of solid storage drive in there. So basically they can record quite a bit of information. Let's see. It's a next generation body worn camera designed for law enforcement and public safety professionals. 160 degrees of field of view, wider perspective than the previous model. 5 megapixel sensor, bi-directional communications. Okay, so they can even talk to each other through this camera. This is actually connected to other people's camera, so it's also like a walkie-talkie in case they lose. It says it has a full shift battery and fast charging capabilities. The camera can add over 20% charge in under 30 minutes using the magnetic disconnect fast charge cable. So they have a cable in their car. They can start to charge this thing up if it gets low because they've been out all day or whatever. And I would think this amount of memory is enough to cover more than that 13 hours worth of time, but I could be incorrect. All right, that's what the camera looks like. Let's see, can we make a bigger picture of it? This is what it looks like. And it usually sits in the middle of their chest. And like I said, it beeps. It beeps fairly loud, and you can hear it when it's on. One button usage. All right, let's get back to it. Let's have about 5 more minutes on this one. Let's see if anything else happens.
Looking for his DL. It fell. I don't know if somebody picked it up.
I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
You may have to go down.
No, it fell on the ground. Maybe. Yeah. He decided to try to punch me in the face. Just bloody lip.
I'd like to see that video, sir. I was trying.
It's all on video.
I'd like to see his bloody lip, which I see.
Wait, can I talk to you? I'm trying to show him how.
If I tell you you're under arrest and to get out of the car, you have to comply. Don't start reaching.
Man,
Don't grab my hand.
Man, shut the fuck. Can I talk? I'll let you talk, sir.
No, you
can I
can.
talk to him?
All right, once again, all right, advice from a friendly lawyer. The street is not the proper place to argue your case. You've heard what this officer said. What I do see is this officer's bloody lip. Every single day, your case is not to be argued with these uniform officers. They're here to do the job they came to do. If you're already in handcuffs, then you know, or you should reasonably know, the next stop is the jail. They're going to put you in the back of the car. They're going to take you to jail. They're going to book you in. You'll be able to receive your call to call family members or your attorney and then seeing about bond. All right? Let's look in Florida and see how soon for the first appearance. Our search is Florida first appearance time limits, 24 hours. All right, 24 hours from the time of arrest. All right, 48-hour rule. If the defendant is not released within 24 hours, they must be brought before a judge within 48 hours of arrest. This rule ensures that the defendant is not held in custody for an extended period without a court appearance. And the 48 hours is probably just so in case somebody is arrested on Saturday or Sunday. You have 2 days to get them in front of a judge if they're arrested on Saturday, so that will cover, or Sunday if they if you're on a long weekend. But every 24 hours, so if somebody's arrested on Friday, they have to be seen by a judge on Saturday. So that means in Florida, they must have some sort of magistrate or a judge that is required to hear some of these cases at a certain time on Saturday, so they don't mess up their 48-hour rule. All right.
You can shut up.
Want to sit here? No, man, shut me up.
Listen.
Like, come on, man.
Sir, what's your name?
I'm Raphael. I have a Class A CDL. I do not.
Raphael, listen to me. We're gonna...
All right, so you understand he's trying to explain his point because he has a Class A CDL. Now, with your CDLs, you can't have any driving offenses on your record. Speeding, all those put points towards your record. Arrest of this nature potentially might cause you to get that license suspended. As you saw, we'll go back up here and we'll look at the different suspension times and terms. Miles over, reckless driving. Let me see. We'll do reckless driving, driver's license suspension time. All right, so it says it puts points on your record. After 12 points, you get to 12 months. Reckless driving conviction can contribute to accumulation of points, leading to the suspension of a driver's license. Let's look at the effect on a CELA. All right, reckless driving can have severe consequences for holders of commercial driver's license in Florida. All right, so it says the first conviction is 25 to 500, up to 90 days in jail, 4 points on your driving record. All right, CEL suspension. Serious traffic violations. Reckless driving is considered a serious traffic violation. If a CDL holder accumulates 2 serious traffic violations within 3 years, they may face a 60-day suspension of their CDL. Once again, now if he's saying he's a commercial driver for some company, I think he has a shirt on that says something about truckers, all right, then you can face up to 60 days. That's 2 full months that you cannot drive trucks. If that's your only source of income, that means you what? Will not have a job for 60 days. If you accumulate 3 or more serious traffic offenses, you can have up to 120 days. That's 4 months. Major violations. If reckless driving results in a major violation, such as causing a fatality, a death, or using a commercial vehicle to commit a felony, it can be revoked for a minimum of 1 year and sometimes permanently. sometimes you can get an out of service order. CDL holders may receive an out of service order for reckless driving, which means their CDL will be automatically suspended. Employment impact. Many carriers will not hire drivers with a reckless driving charge, even if it occurred in their personal vehicle, due to the increased insurance premiums and potential negative impact on the carrier's CSA score. All right, you know we're gonna look up something, because as an attorney, sometimes you find words or terms that you don't know, because you operate in many fields when you're an attorney. And the major crux of your job is research. You're constantly researching something. You're looking at theory, you're looking at old cases, you're looking at new cases, you're looking at what someone said at a prior trial. You're constantly looking up stuff. So don't be afraid to look up stuff. And understand that being a lawyer takes time. Everything you do takes time. That's why lawyers charge for their time. All right? What's a CSA score? We're going to put a question mark on here so it knows I'm asking a question. All right, it told us what that means. All right, and all my commercial drivers out there and my truckers, you all definitely probably know what this means already. CSA scores and their impact on the CDL driver's license. CSA stands for Compliance, Safety, Accountability. I didn't know that. I will remember that from this point forward. But hey, it's a program by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the FMCSA, to improve road safety. CSA scores assess the safety performance of commercial vehicles, the carriers and the drivers. All right, what's included: roadside inspections, crash reports, and investigations. Unsafe driving, crash indicator, hours of service, vehicle maintenance, hazardous material compliance, driver fitness, controlled substances and alcohol. All right.
Tussle with the officer and ended up getting tased. Okay. Raphael, you said your whole left side's hurting? Is that from hitting the ground or?
Tased, he fell to the ground.
He's talking to me.
Raphael, we have to explain to them your left side. Your entire left side hurts.
Sir, let's talk to him. He knows what.
Yeah. Real quick, I'll show you what happened. It's on video.
The officer ended up searching the suspect's car, and a substance was collected. It tested positive for cocaine. It only weighed 0.5 grams. But it's still a felony.
Yeah, so
look, yeah, can't win. He said they found some cocaine in his car. Let's see, 0.5 G of cocaine. Possession. All right, so our conversation is we still been asking about Florida, so it remembers we're talking about the state of Florida. It says in Florida, possession of 0.5 grams of cocaine is a serious offense. All right, it's considered a third-degree felony, so that's 2 third-degree felonies this guy's looking at right here. Imprisonment up to 5 years in prison, probation up to 5 years probation, and up to a $5,000 fine. Driver's license suspension. All right, this means if you don't have a personal license, you can't have a commercial license, okay? If they suspend one, both are suspended. or if they suspend your personal, your CDL will always be suspended. That's probably the better way of saying that, because I think that's true in every jurisdiction. If you can't drive a personal vehicle, you will not be able to drive a commercial vehicle. That's simple logic there. All right, 1 year suspension of your driver's license. So that's a fairly large infraction, as you saw. That is dealt with under your CSA scores, driver fitness and controlled substances and alcohol.
Completely reckless. I'm turning out got.
Look, they've been out there so long that now it's an hour later. So now it's 7 o'clock and it's dark. And this is a video of that same officer searching the vehicle now.
Felony battery on an LEO, felony resisting an LEO with violence, and felony possession of a controlled substance. That's going to be it.
All right, so you heard there were 3 felonies there. Once again, shouts out to Police Encounters. I will have the original video linked below so we can take a look at that, or so you can take a look at that on your own time, and you can watch it all the way through without my pauses and talking about certain parts of that video. Let's see, I have another one here, but I'll probably just upload that in a separate video dealing with an in-court encounter with a reckless driver who caused a fatality with their vehicle. All right, we'll deal with that one on the next video. All right, thank you so much for watching. I am Professor Ross. This is Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. You all have a good morning.